Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. So in this one, I want to talk about lying. And in particular, I want to talk about why you shouldn't lie to yourself. So don't lie to yourself, right? You shouldn't be lying to anyone, but especially do not lie to yourself. So what I mean is, a lot of times people, they want to see themselves a certain way. So they will lie to themselves and, see themselves a particular way that they aren't really. You understand? They're not really this way, but they want to see themselves a certain way. So therefore they end up lying to themselves. So what happens is that you may not be good at a certain thing, but then you may lie to yourself and say, yeah, I'm good at that, or I can make this happen, or I can, do these things. And you know that you really can't. You know that you actually need help with doing that particular thing. Or let's say even you may feel a certain way. Let's say you're feeling depressed or you're feeling upset, and you're going to lie to yourself and say, oh no, everything is cool, everything's okay, because you don't want anyone to see you being upset or depressed. Right? Don't lie to yourself. Just be who you are in the moment. A person may even lie to themselves to sort of downplay certain things. So let's say you are good at something, and in order for you to come across as, oh, I want to look humble, you'll be like, oh no, I'm okay, I'm not that great or whatever. No, don't lie to yourself. You're good at that thing. You understand? And so the reason why I'm saying don't lie to yourself is because what happens is that when you lie to yourself, it makes it hard for you to really grow. You understand? Because let's say, for example, if you are not good at something and you're lying to yourself and you're saying you are good at that thing, then you leave no room to grow because you don't feel you need to improve, because you keep lying to yourself saying you're good at that thing. But if you were honest and say, hey, I'm not that good at this thing, let me practice this so I can get better, right? Then you end up growing, because now you're being honest with yourself about your abilities and where you're at, and then you can proceed to grow. But if you keep lying to yourself, then you're not going to be aware that you need to actually make improvements, right? And the thing is, you understand yourself more when you're not lying to yourself. Because by just being honest with, your abilities and how you're feeling and what's going on in your situation, you start to become more aware of who you are at the moment. You start to become more aware of what's going on with you, what you're about. And then you can see the real you. You can see what you're really about. You can see what's really going on with you, so you can learn more about yourself. And when you learn more about yourself, that's when you basically can you can accept yourself in that moment, and also be able to make improvements on whatever you want to improve about yourself or your situation. But that all comes from you being honest with yourself at that moment. Because every time you lie to yourself, it's going to be hard to make those improvements, because you're telling yourself there's nothing to be done. Or you're telling yourself, well, I don't feel this way, I don't feel that way, even though you do feel that way, right? And so you're not being aware of what makes you tick, what makes you, happy, sad, whatever it is. You're just being very unaware of what's going on with you, right? So whenever you get the urge to lie to yourself, don't.